Welcome back, guys, and it's story time. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my entire e-commerce journey, and this dates all the way back until 2016. And when I first started, I really had no idea how far I could actually take e-commerce. I didn't know I could even do it full time. And if you told me in 2016 that this is where I was going to be at today and this is what I'd be doing, I would not believe you at all. It's crazy to look back and see how far that I've came since 2016, and it's really unbelievable how much has actually changed my life, and I'm grateful for all of it. Let's just get right into the story. So in 2016, I was going to college at Arizona State University. I was studying supply chain management as well as business sustainability. And at the time, I had a couple internships, but like every other college kid, I was extremely broke, right? And I was always trying to look for ways to make money on the side that I could spend freely however I wanted. And my fiance actually had the idea to start a Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay and Depop accounts to actually sell things online. This was really like the first thing that got me introduced into e-commerce and really made it actually believable that I could make a lot of money online. This is what we did. In Arizona, there's a place called Last Chance, and it's a clothing store, but it's like a Goodwill style kind of clothing store. And every return that comes from Nordstrom or Nordstrom Rack, it gets sent there. They usually don't have tags, they usually don't have boxes, but it's really high quality stuff. There's designer things, there's Gucci shoes, all this stuff, right? And it's sold at a really steep discount. So what we would do is drive there like 2 to 3 times a week and buy as many things as possible as they were putting them out. We'd go there and we'd spend anywhere from like $200 to $1,000 every time that we went, buying mainly shoes. So a big seller was actually Steve Madden shoes. You could buy them for $18 to $23 at Last Chance, and they would sell online on Poshmark for like $50 to $65, somewhere in that range depending on the shoe model. So the profits were really good, right? So every time you'd go and you'd spend like $200 or $1,000, let's just say if you're spending $1,000, we'd usually get $2,000 to $2,200 back in profit. So the margins on this were actually really good, and we did this for a little over a year, and we sold $51,000 on Poshmark and about another $5,000 to $7,000 give or take on eBay and Depop. This totaled about $84,000 in sales, which made it really realistic that I could actually buy and sell stuff online and make a pretty good profit along the way. And while I was in college, that was like a good chunk of change, right? That's like a good amount of money. And I was really excited about that, and it was great making that income, but the problem was that I really couldn't source as many things as I actually needed to scale the business. I could only buy so much at the store based on what they had, and there was not really like an unlimited supply, so I really couldn't scale it that high. But graduation was coming up. It was 2018, and we were about to move out to Los Angeles for a job that I got in supply chain. And I was just browsing online. That's where I stumbled across dropshipping. I saw all these videos on it and how much money people are making. People are making, hundreds of thousands of dollars at 16 years old. And I was thinking to myself, like, I could definitely do this. I can build a Shopify store. I can source a product. I can ship it directly to the customer. That's all of these things that I can easily do. And I had some analytical skills from all my internships in supply chain. So I was like, this is gonna be a no-brainer, right? In October of 2018 is when I opened up my very first Shopify store, and I was selling replica AirPods. Now looking back at it, it was a bad idea, which I'll get into later of why it was such a bad idea. By the time I thought it was a good idea, and I was like, people are gonna want replica AirPods. They want to pay 1/4 of the real price, and they work really well, so why not? So I opened up that store, and I took a bunch of photos, got a supplier that was actually really reliable. And what I did for advertising, I didn't do any paid ads at all. So I'd actually reach out to channels on YouTube, and I'd send them an email like this one, and I'd say, hey, you can pick out anything that you want in our store. We'll send it over to you for free as long as you do a review on this product. And I got a solid amount of YouTubers to actually review them. One of the biggest channels that reviewed it was 750,000 subscribers. And I know it's probably a different time, and maybe they just needed content or something, and they wanted to review this product that fit in perfectly with their audience, but they all did it for free. I didn't pay them a single dime. And I gave them discount codes that would send them directly to my website, and I didn't even pay them commission on those discount codes. It was pretty crazy. So it was going pretty well, and I generated about $10,000 in sales, and I made about $5,000 to $6,000 in profit, so not bad at all. And I was pretty excited about this, but the problem that I ran into, which I was talking about earlier, is that I got a cease and desist letter from Apple. Both Shopify and Apple sent me letters, and one of them was a DMCA takedown notice from Shopify saying you can't sell this product, we're removing your payment processor. And the other one was from Apple, and their like third-party legal team where they're like, if you keep selling these products, we're gonna sue you. So safe to say I shut it down. That was a bad idea. So I highly don't recommend selling any replica products or anything that's copyrighted at all. It's just gonna give you a bunch of headaches. You're not gonna be able to scale your store. You're not gonna be able to build a real business off of that. So you should definitely avoid that. All right, before I continue on with my story, let's take a quick break to thank today's sponsor of the video. A question that I get all the time is, can I automate my orders to make the entire fulfillment process hands-off? Well, you're definitely in luck because you can with AutoDS. AutoDS has a ton of features like product research, product importer, stock and price monitoring, automatic price optimization. So if your supplier changes the price of the product, it will automatically adjust on your website, auto shipping tracking and inventory management, and much more. But the one that really stands out to me and is super helpful in my opinion is the automatic order fulfillment. Once your store is up and running, you really want to optimize your time so you can scale and improve your margins. One way to gain some time back is actually automating all of your orders. So you can wake up and check the 50 orders that you got yesterday, but now instead of manually fulfilling them and adding all the tracking and all that headache, which can take hours, now with AutoDS, it's all done for you. The automation process is super easy to set up and you can automatically refill your balance as well. When you wake up, check those 50 orders, they've already been processed in the AutoDS system and fulfilled, giving you all that time back to focus on more important things with scaling your business. And you might be thinking, well, I like to do it manually because I like to keep track of how much I made for the day and what my ad cost was and what my product cost was. But AutoDS already does this for you. They've got analytics built in, so it takes all the day-to-day of e-com and running the store out of your hands and automates it. So if you want to try AutoDS completely free for the next 30 days, I'll have a link down below in the description. Now let's get back to the video. After receiving these letters, I shut down the store, obviously, and I decided to go into a niche that was more safe, right? So I was like, okay, I can do this again with a different product or a different niche, and I decided to sell beauty and cosmetic tools. And I chose this because my girlfriend is in the modeling industry, and I was like, oh, like I can just ask her and her friends on what a good product looks like and how the advertisement should be. And I thought it'd be easy, so that's what I went with. I opened up that Shopify store, made the Instagram account, made the Facebook account, all that stuff. And then I ordered the product, got a supplier, took some good photos, took some videos, and I was gonna go into paid traffic this time rather than just organic or influencer marketing. And the reason for this was because I was thinking, you know, I could scale this a lot higher if I could get paid traffic to work, and I see all these people doing it online and it works for them. So I was posting on Facebook and Instagram, and I broke even for 2.5 months. I was making some sales, but I wasn't like, you know, making any money at all. It was just all going back into trial and error on Facebook and Instagram ads, seeing what worked and what didn't. And it was safe to say after 2.5 months, I was kind of discouraged. I was like, it's working, but it's not really working. One of the nights I was thinking to myself, you know, if this doesn't work tomorrow and I'm not profitable, then I'm probably just gonna shut down the store, try a different product, try a different niche, and you know, move on essentially. And lo and behold, that was kind of the missing variable in that whole equation of advertising and paid traffic that actually made it work. So I woke up the next day and sales were actually going pretty well. I was checking it from my work desk at my 9 to 5. And I was pretty excited about that. And I ended the day, I think, with profit of around $50, which was not bad considering I was breaking even for 2.5 months. I didn't really want to wait any longer, so I aggressively scaled the ads. I just duplicated them like pretty much as much as I could and Facebook would allow me to. And the craziest part is that within 3 weeks of scaling up these ads, I made my first net $1,000 profit day. And that clearly was paying me a lot more than my 9 to 5 job. So I was super excited about that. But the thing that I was thinking was, you know, is this sustainable? Like, can I actually run this as a sustainable business that's gonna give me income for the long term? So I continued to run and scale this ad. And then the next month I made $115,000 in revenue, which was pretty crazy to scale it up that fast, but it was great and I was super excited about it. So I continued to scale and do this and test different products and test different ads while I was still working my 9 to 5, and I was making a bunch of money on the side, more than my 9 to 5, and then I was making the money that I was making at my 9 to 5. But it came to a point where I was kind of working on my Shopify store a lot at work, and I was thinking to myself, this 9 to 5, these 40 hours plus that I'm spending here are holding me back from starting new stores, and it was holding me back from testing new products. And I'm thinking to myself, I can make so much more money if I had those 40 hours back and just invested it all into my Shopify stores. So I finally built up the courage to quit my job, and it was super scary, but it was definitely worth it. And it turned out to be exactly true. The more time that I could actually spend on these Shopify stores, the more money I could make back. And that was something that I didn't get from my 9 to 5. So I'd work really hard in supply chain. I did get a promotion and stuff, but the harder I worked, I really didn't see a direct impact on my income compared to how much time and effort I put into it. So this was perfect for me because I loved working on my stores and I would get paid more for doing it. And that's how it's been ever since. I haven't looked back. I've been able to travel all around the world, live wherever I want, all while working just from my laptop. And I'm super, super grateful for it. I'm so glad I took that decision and took that risk, because I would have no idea where I'd be at right now in corporate, probably working some job that I don't like, working 60 plus hours a week, making like $130,000, $140,000. That doesn't sound that enticing to me. The biggest benefit is obviously having the travel benefits because you can work wherever you want. And that's really what I wanted the most, was the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, be my own boss. And obviously the income is great too. It's way better than my 9 to 5 or any corporate job that I really could be working right now. In short, that's how I got started. I didn't talk about all the ups and downs of this whole process over these years, but it's been fantastic. And if you're thinking about starting a side hustle and this sounds like something you want to do, you just need to start. Just put your head down, don't give up. Break even for those 3 months. Do it for 6 months. Keep trying and something will finally work you'll find that missing variable, and it's gonna completely change the way you look at e-commerce in general, and it could potentially change your entire life. So my advice to you, even if it's not dropshipping, it's something else, just keep your head down, keep working on it, because you're gonna progress and you will get better and better, and it'll eventually work. All right, thanks for listening to my story. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I would love to hear and see other people that have stories like this. So let me know in the comments down below what part of the journey that you're in right now. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.